Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. For the last few days, we have been discussing about the importance of the message of Bhagavad Gita for obtaining happiness in our everyday life, as well as for reaching the supreme goal by which we can reach eternal happiness and eternal peace. And we have seen Arjuna, as it were, is the representative of all of us, and he becomes depressed. And so the first chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So a crisis comes in his life, and Gita is almost as a very good provision for getting rid of the problems of our daily life, the struggles of our daily life, what we call stress management, crisis management. Bhagavad Gita gives the best solution of all these problems. And this is how we've seen Arjuna is overcome with sorrow and grief and cowardice, and how Sri Krishna tells him to give up this faint-heartedness and to get up and fight. This life itself is full of problems, but we cannot escape from it. We will have to face the problems boldly. And then in the second chapter we saw how Sri Krishna gives the message to Arjuna for becoming ready with the fight, and gives the supreme knowledge of the self. Nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dhati pavaka. And how we saw through the story of Alexander the Great and the great saint, how he was full of that tremendous courage because of that power of knowledge of the self. Then Sri Krishna has also told about Karma Yoga, Yoga Karma Sukaushalam. First he talks about Gyan Yoga, then he talks about Karma Yoga in the second chapter. Then Sthita Pragya Lakshana, how by practicing Sthita Pragya Lakshana we can reach Sthita Pragya Lakshana, and we can be beyond happiness and misery, and we can reach a state whereby no problem can disturb us. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve shashanti mapnuti na kama kami. That stage we can reach. And then in the sixth chapter, Sri Krishna tells Arjuna about the meditation, yoga of meditation, how meditation can give us peace of mind in daily life, and how meditation can take us to the supreme goal. And then Arjuna asks the problem, which is a problem of all of us. That is, it's very good, but my mind is very difficult to control. How to control the mind? It's very, very disturbing. And then Sri Krishna has told, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagya grahyate. By these two means, Abhyas and Vairagya, gradually you will be able to get concentration of mind. Once you get concentration of mind, you will be able to get efficiency. You will be able to get success in everyday life, success in studies, success in sports, success in office life, success in every management of human affairs. At the same time, this concentration of mind will achieve great meditation, and you will be able to gain supreme. This is what we have discussed so far. The problem is, we get the supreme knowledge. Many of these things we know, but we are not able to practice them. Why? We see in our life, we know so many things. We know about Karma Yoga, we know about Gyan Yoga, but when it comes to practice, we fall short of it. We know that it's good to go for satsanga on Sunday, but somehow or the other on the same day the guests come. So what to do? Or on the same day, again, you feel like, no, let us go for an outing. Next Sunday we will go for satsang. This Sunday let us go for an outing. So we go for outing. We know what is good. We know Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga. Theoretical knowledge is very good with us. But when it comes to practice, we fall short of it. What is the reason? Maya. Maya overtakes us. You know, in Ramakrishna mission, we have got Belur Mutt, our headquarters. There is a training center. Anyone who joins as an inmate, as a monk, he first year is a pre-probationer, then another 4 years of probation, 5 years, then he gets Brahmacharya Diksha, and after another 4 years of living in the ashrama as an inmate, then he gets Sannyas Diksha. When he gets Brahmacharya Diksha, and he will become Amuk Chaitanya. And when he gets Sannyas Diksha, he will become Amuk Ananda. But before he gets Chaitanya Diksha, Brahmacharya Diksha, minimum 2 years he has to pass in the probationers training center at Belur Mutt. When we were there, we had the great privilege. The President Maharaj, at that time President Maharaj was Swami Nikhileswarananda, the 10th President of the Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission, and he was a disciple of Holy Mother Sharda Devi. So he had given the freedom to us that all the brahmacharis will go there to his room and we can ask any question. It will be an informal discussion and it will be a heart-to-heart talk, and there will be a very nice informal get-together. He had given that freedom. He loved the brahmacharis very much. So at least once in the 1 year, once a year, we had that privilege. Apart from that, there will be private interviews and all that. But once a year, all the brahmacharis will go and surround him, and they can ask any question, and there will be chit-chat, and there will be nice, we can have frank discussion. Then, during those discussions, we asked him a question. Maharaj, what all you told just now, we all know it. Not that we do not know it, but we are not able to practice it. That is the problem. Knowledge is there, but we are not able to practice it. Then he smiled. Oh, I see. You see, your state of mind is like those of drunkards. Then he gave the story of drunkards. He said there were 5 drunkards. One fine night, all the 5 drunkards got together in Calcutta. Then they said, let us have some nice play. Let us enjoy. So then one of the drunkards said, what I will do, you know, I will feign as if I am dead. And I will become a dead body. And all of you carry out a Shmashan Yatra, funeral procession. So, now, for funeral procession there are so many things required. The bier has to be needed and all that. Anyway, they got one cot, a broken cot from somewhere, and then they put that man on the cot, and with the ropes from somewhere they brought and put the ropes around him, and all the 4 drunkards got the 5th man on the cot. They put the cot, on the cot is that man who is dead, and these 4 drunkards, they started their Shmashan Yatra, funeral procession, at midnight. And you know, in the procession, funeral procession, in India, they say, Ram Naam Sat Hai, Sabki Yahi Gat Hai, Ram Naam Sat Hai, Sabki Yahi Gat Hai. This is what they call, you know, at the time of funeral procession. So they were shouting at midnight, Ram Naam Sat Hai, Sabki Yahi Gat Hai. And the funeral procession was going along the streets. Now, after going for some time, there was a square. They came to the square, and these 2 people who were in front, they started dragging the cot on the one direction, and those who were on the back side, they started dragging the cot on the other direction. Now, they were higgle-haggling like this. Some were going like this, again are like this higgle-haggling, and the man who was sleeping, he got up. He stood up. Hey, what are you doing? You are disturbing me so much. You are giving me so much trouble. What is the matter? He said, you see, these 2 persons who are in front, they are telling that the cremation ground is on this side, And those who are on the back side, they are saying cremation ground is on the other side, and so we are higgle-haggling. Then the man who was sitting, he told, you see, I know the path leading to the cremation ground. There are two cremation grounds in Calcutta. One is Nimtala cremation ground and one is Kevada-tala Smashan Ghat. Kevada-tala cremation ground. Then the man said, you see, I know the path leading to Kevada-tala Smashan Ghat, cremation ground, as well as Nimtala cremation ground. But what to do? How can I tell you? Because I am dead. I am a dead person. How can I tell you? I am feigning dead. So this is our matter. We know everything, but we cannot say because we are dead. We have ourselves taken the role of a dead person. So we have to awake. This an inability of putting into practice what we say, we know theoretical knowledge, but when we are coming to practice, we are not able to do. Why does it happen? That is Maya. Aghatana ghatana patiyasi Maya. This Maya is very difficult to explain. Very difficult. So, this is what says. Sri Krishna says, Arjuna, you see Arjun, Devi yesha gunamayi mama maya durattaya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. This is chapter 7, 14th shloka. This Maya, this my Maya, this divine illusion of mind, this Maya, constituted of the gunas, is indeed hard to surmount. Those who take refuge in me alone get over this illusion. This is Maya. Once Lord Vishnu and Narada both were going. Then Narada asked, Lord, I have heard about your Maya. How is Maya? What is Maya? Then the Lord said, okay, I will tell you about Maya later on, but at present I am thirsty. Please fetch me a glass of water. So Narada went for fetching a glass of water. So nearby there was a village. They were going through the forest. Nearby there was a village. He went to a village and knocked the door for getting a fetch water. A young girl opened the door. She was very beautiful. Narada looked at him and he fell in love. Then he started talking to her. Then he liked her very much. Then he asked the father of the girl, I want to marry her. No, the father was very much disturbed because he was not able to get that girl married because he was poor. Now here is a person, nice, fine person getting married. Surely, I will get you married. And so Narada married that girl and he started living there in the village. And then he had nice children, 3-4 children, and they were living very nicely. Suddenly, a flood came in the village and all started running. Narada also started running. But the flood came and then he was crossing the river with his 4 children and 2 children were on the shoulders, 2 were in the hand. But somehow or the other, the flood came and 2 children of his hands went away. And he started weeping. By the time he has stopped weeping, these 2 children on their shoulder, that also went away. And this wife also swallowed by the river. And he went on weeping, and somehow or the other, he was flung onto the other side of the river. And he started weeping, all my family members are dead, all my family members are dead. He started weeping. Then afterwards, he looked up. Then Lord said, hey Narad, what is the matter? Such a long distance, such a long time you have gone, it is already half an hour and you have not brought water? He looked up, half an hour? I got married to that girl, so many years I passed and everything has happened, but for Lord it is only half an hour. This is Maya. Aghatan ghatan patiyasi Maya. We can't understand. Then Lord said, this is Maya. Very difficult to understand. So the Lord says, this Maya, Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. Very difficult to cross. What is the solution? Very nice solution. Go to Mayadhish. One who is controller of Maya, if we can take refuge under God, then God will protect us, because Maya is under him. So, Lord says, this divine illusion of mind constituted of the gunas is indeed hard to surmount. Those who take refuge in me alone get over this illusion. So, taking refuge in the God, that is the only solution. And now we go fly to chapter 9. There are so many other good slokas in all the other chapters, but the time is short, so we go to the 9th chapter, where Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna. This is chapter 8. We are coming to chapter 8, 5th shloka. Antikalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra sanshayah. You know, we told the Gita teaches us the art and science of living, the art of living, the science of life, the rules of game of life, how to play the game of life. At the same time, it also gives us the science of death and art of dying. Here it is giving art of dying. Antkalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra sanshaya. He who at the time of death remembers me alone and passes out, leaving the body, attains my being. There is no doubt about this. What a great consolation to the devotees of the Lord. Lord says, Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Those who give up this kalevaram, this body, at the time of, while giving up this body, at the time of death, those who remember me, they come to me, they attain me. What a great consolation. What a great consolation. If we really want that we should go to God, the supreme abode of supreme bliss, what we have to do is we have to remember God at the time of death. Many people say, well, we will remember God at the time of death. Now let us enjoy the life. But that is not so easy. You see, they say, when a person dies, at the time, the whole video is shown to him. Whole video. Whatever he has done, all these things will come. It goes out very quickly. Whole video of what he has done, everything comes. What type of thoughts will come to a person at the time of death? It will be the sum total of all the impressions he has received during the whole life. If a person has whole life taken the name of Lord, then only he will be able to take the name of the Lord. But if he has all the time, he has played with cards, cards will come at the time of death. Whatever he has thought of. One who is always thinking of deer, deer came to him. We know the story of Jadbharata. There was a hermit, he was always absorbed in God. But one deer came and he fell in love with deer, started taking care of it. At the time of death, he had that anxiety, what will happen to the deer? And so he became deer in the next birth. After that thing, again he became a human being. Now he was full of knowledge. He didn't want to get attached. And so he never spoke any word. His name was Jadbharata. The Jadbharata story we know. So the Lord says, Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra sanshayah. There is no doubt about it. Certainly you will come to me if you remember me at the time of death. And the Lord's name is very, very powerful. In Srimad Bhagavata, we get the story of Ajamil. Ajamil was not at all devoted to God, but he was very much attached to his son Narayana. At the time of death, he shouted Narayana, Narayana, and he passed away. After his death, the representatives of the Yama, they came to take the soul of Ajamil. And the representatives of Lord Vishnu, they also came to take the soul of Narayana. Then they said, why you are taking? You see, you cannot take this soul. He all along whole life, he has done so many bad actions, he must go to Yam Loka. But the representatives of the Lord said, no, Lord has sent us because at the time of death he has taken the name of the Lord, so we will take the soul. So he got moksha only by telling that is the importance of the name of the Lord. So if we take the name of the Lord, even by mistake, he didn't call Narayana, he called his son Narayana, but by mistake also, if you take the name of the Lord, then also it is very, very effective. And if one takes the name of the Lord consciously, still more powerful, still more effective, still more useful. So that is the name, the importance of the name of Lord. So the Lord says, Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayasi samadbhavam yati nastyatra sanshaya yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajyantyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Thinking of whatever object at the time of death, a person leaves the body, he attains, O son of Kunti, that very object being constantly absorbed in its thoughts. So that is the thing. So that is why we told, if because that hermit was thinking about the deer, he became the deer. So that thought at the time of death is very important. So we have to prepare for the time of death from now onwards. That is why some spiritual aspirants have been told, when you begin the whole day, think as if it is the first day of your spiritual life. Initiation day. You know, on the day of initiation, day you receive mantra diksha, or the day you receive spiritual life, the day you start the spiritual life, there is so much of enthusiasm. Oh, yes, we want to advance in spiritual life. Gradually the enthusiasm goes down, goes down, goes down. So, we must start the day as if it is the first day of our spiritual life, and as if it is the last day of your mortal life. Last day. Today is the last day. So, we have to be alert. And who knows today must be the last day? Nobody can assure. The most certain thing in life is death. Most certain thing in life is death. Life and death go together. One who is born will have to die. Will have to die. Jatasya dhruvo janma mritasya cha. That is what Sri Krishna told in 2nd chapter. Anyone who is born has to die. The most certain thing in the life is death. And the most uncertain thing is the time of death. We don't know. Any time death may come. For anybody. There is no time that is fixed for death. Some people feel that I am only 25 years old, say another 75 years for me to go, 100 years at least I will live. But there is no guarantee. There are some people who do not die even when their children are thinking when they will die. But they are not dying. Not out. 80 years not out. 90 years not out. And they are in the hospital, in coma, but not dying. And there are some people suddenly die. Some die in accident, some die heart attack. There are so many ways in which people die. And there are so many curious ways now. I heard in Africa, AIDS has come in a big way. See? So anybody can die any moment. There are so many ways in which one person can die. So there is no guarantee that we will be alive tomorrow. No guarantee we will be alive next moment. No. For anybody. 8:45, 26 January 2001. All those people were thinking, we are going to live forever, we are going to live and we are going to enjoy and this and that. They had big plans. And one bridegroom was going in a car fully decorated in Bhuj, Kutch. Fully decorated car, he was going along with a full party. And they were all playing drums and all that. Suddenly, 8:45, earthquake. Within 2 minutes, gone. Bridegroom gone. Car smashed. People died. Within 2 minutes, so many, thousands and thousands people died. You do not know. When the next moment, what will happen, we do not know. This is the game of life and death. So the most uncertain thing is the time of death. Most certain thing in life is death. That is why, what should be done? Sri Krishna says, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha mayyar pitmano buddhir mame vaishasya sanshayah. Therefore, remember me at all times and fight. With your mind and intellect devoted to me, you shall attain me alone. There is no doubt about this. Don't have any doubt. Certainly you will come to me. But what you have to do? Two things has been told here by Sri Krishna. Mam anusmara yuddhacha. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. Therefore, at all times, not only morning, evening. Morning one time and evening one time. No. At all times, remember me. But not only remember me. Second, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. Remember me. And fight. Yuddhacha. Fighting should not be given up. For most of the people, it is not advisable to give up the fight. Fight means the struggle of life. Some people become escapist. They come and they say, I want to join the order, I want to become a monk. Why? Because unemployment. Here at least you get good lodging and boarding. Nice food you see nowadays you get in the ashramas, all the ashramas. Not only South Africa, every ashrama. Any Ramakrishna ashrama, Holy Mother Sharda Devi has made such nice arrangements. Previously it was not there. Previously Swami Vivekananda and brother disciples were not having any food. But when Sharda Devi prayed to Bodh Gaya, my children are suffering. Anyone who comes, who takes the name of Ram, takes your name, O Lord Krishna, takes up your name and comes out of the house, renounces his hearth and home, he should not have any difficulty in eating and arrangement of food and clothes and all that. That is the prayer made by Sharda Devi. That is why we find any person who has left his hearth and home and body, renounces his home and becomes a monk of Ramakrishna order, becomes a monk in the name of Ramakrishna, he has never felt any difficulty. Always nice food will come to him. When we travel by train, every station so much food will come. Then it becomes a difficult, we want to do writing and reading business. No writing and reading business. The whole time goes in taking the items and distributing them in the next station. We have to take the packets and give. The whole time goes for that. So, I sometimes jokingly say, now we will have to tell Holy Mother to pray, make another prayer. Oh Lord, please make little less. The monks are becoming now fat by taking lot of food. Don't do such nice arrangements. But nice arrangement of food prepared by Holy Mother. So some people they come, some youngsters, I want to become Jain. Why? Because we can understand. Because 3 times failed in MSc, now frustrated. Okay, first pass MSc, then come. That is the condition. First get a job, have a nice job, start earning, let there be nice offers from everything, and then if you think of joining, then only. Because a person who has become unsuccessful in struggle of this life cannot become successful in spiritual life, because spiritual life is much more difficult than this life. So struggle of life. There should not be any escapism. Sri Krishna says, fight. Fight the problems of life. Don't escape. Some people want to escape the problems. No, I want to go to the forest, forget about it all. No. Become bold, face the problems. But at the same time, don't forget God. Both the things have been told here. Not to give up the struggle, not to give up the war, not to give up our daily duties. We must do our work in the spirit of worship. Don't give up the work. Whatever your sadharma. If you are a housewife, you do the work of a housewife. No, today I am taking the name of the Lord, so I will not cook. No. Cooking also should be done while taking the name of the Lord. Similarly, an officer says, no, I will not go to job, I will just take the name of the Lord. No. Once in a while it's okay. But if you completely give up, what will happen to your wife and children? Yes, those who have renounced life, those who have become monks or nuns, for them it's a different thing. Even for them also Swami Vivekananda has given a new thing. No, work for the welfare of others. You may not need work for yourself, but you may need to work for the work, serve others. So, Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. Fight. Don't give up the fight. Always fight. This is a great mantra for all of us. Mam anusmara yuddhacha. Fight, but how to fight? Mam anusmara, while remembering God. And how many times to remember God? We have to practice remembering God. Sarveshu kaleshu. Gradually the practice has to be made when we try to remember God all the time. So we asked Swami Nikhileswarananda how to carry this out, how to practice this presence of God. Then he gave a very simple answer: by practice. By practicing the presence of God, you will be able to get the practice of presence of God. Go on practicing, always trying to remember. Then he gave the name of the book, Brother Lawrence. There is a beautiful book by Brother Lawrence, The Practice of the Presence of God. He was a monk in Carmelite monastery of 16th century, and because he was injured in a war, so he was given the work, a very humble work of working in the kitchen. He used to work in the kitchen. But when he will be working, always he will be conversing with God. Oh God, what to do today? Salt is less. Okay, God, please help me. So then from somewhere the salt will come, or he will tell somebody. Likewise, for each and everything, he is conversing God. Oh God, today I have become late for coming to the kitchen. Oh God, please help me. Everything. He is always talking with God inside. A stage came when he writes in a letter that in the beginning it was difficult for me to remember God. Then it became difficult for him to forget God. It was much more difficult to forget than to remember in the early stages. Such a habit came that always and all the times he was conversing with God. And he said, when he was praying in the temple, that time his mind was wandering here and there. But all the other times, while working, his mind was completely attuned to God. He was talking with God all the time. So the practice of the presence of God. There is another beautiful book, The Way of a Pilgrim. There, it is the story of a Russian pilgrim. He is going along the path. Suddenly he remembers, he hears a sentence from the Bible that you should remember God constantly. You should pray to God without ceasing, without stopping. Always, constantly you should pray to God. Then he started thinking how to pray to God constantly. I have to take bath, I have to do this work, I have to do that work. How can I pray to God always? And sleep, how can I pray to God? Always, how can I pray to God? Pray without ceasing, how it can be achieved? He asked many fathers. They gave various sorts of replies, but he was not satisfied. Finally, he came to a very senior father. He was old age, and he gave the explanation, and he told how to do it, how to practice it. Then he gave him a mantra and told him to practice in silence, in a seclusion. O Lord Jesus, have mercy on me. In Eastern Orthodox Church, this is the mantra that is given. O Lord Jesus, have mercy on me. And he started repeating. In the beginning it was very difficult. Gradually he went to a field. He used to take care of the field, and whole day he would repeat, O Lord Jesus, have mercy on me. Gradually, after some time, it became so normal, so natural with him. With every breath he was uttering, O Lord Jesus, have mercy on me. This mantra. Then further he started much more practice. Then what happened? With every heartbeat, this mantra started coming to him. O Lord, just have mercy on me. And then there are so many other good experiences through which that pilgrim went through. So this mantra japam is the best way of being united with God. So while we are working, if the mantra goes on from within, gradually the mind becomes attuned to God. We can practice this presence of God. That is what is told here, that always remember we, tasma sarveshu kaleshu Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. You must fight, but always remember me. Always remember me. And that practice of the presence of God is being obtained. And once we have that habit of remembering God, doing japam, that helps a lot. That solves all the problems of life. There was one senior Swamiji. He was, later on he became the vice president of Ramakrishna Math and Mission. His name was Swami Nikhileswarananda Maharaj. He was previously the head of our Chennai Center, Madras. So he used to give discourses, Sunday discourses on Holy Mother. He used to read out from the Gospel of Holy Mother. And so one day when he was describing, he just told that, you see, all the problems of life can be solved just by reading page number 29 of the book, Thus Spake Holy Mother. This is what he told. There was a young man who was attending that discourse. Now he became very curious. He was just waiting when the class will be over and he will go to his room and open that book that he had already got that book. Small book, Thus Spake Holy Mother, page 29. So immediately, as soon as the discourse over, he immediately ran to his room and found out that book, Thus Spake Holy Mother. Because lot of problems, you see, all the problems will be solved just by reading that book. Only page, one page. Then he read out, page number 29, it was written, the easiest and the best way of solving all the problems of life is to take the name of the Lord of Sri Ramakrishna in silence. Oh, that is the sentence. Oh, this is all. He thought there may be some miracle. There may be some good mantra. But then he started practicing. He got the result. The easiest and the best way of solving all the problems of life is to take the name of the Lord of Sri Ramakrishna in silence. He got the result. Later on, he joined the Ramakrishna order. Then he became a brahmachari. And coincidentally, he became a sevak of Nikhileswarananda, personal sevak of Nikhileswarananda. Then Nikhileswarananda Maharaj had cancer in the stomach. So he was shifted to hospital. He was operated upon. He used to do mantra japam, lot of mantra japam, Nikhileswarananda Maharaj. So after the operation, that intoxication was there. You know, he had been given this anesthesia. So that effect of anesthesia was there. He was in semi-conscious state. But his mind was such a highly tuned, you can imagine, that sevak was sitting by the side. Whole night he would sit so that Maharaj doesn't get disturbed. Midnight, one nurse came. One nurse came to give injection. Normally what happens, when the nurse comes, she does like this to the patient, shh, like that. But when the nurse came, Nikhileswarananda Maharaj told, shh, don't talk. Nurse became terrified because so far she had never seen a patient doing like this to her. She used to do like this, now the patient is doing, shh, don't talk. Guru Maharaj, Sri Ramakrishna, standing there, don't talk. You see, Sri Ramakrishna, Nikhileswarananda Maharaj is seeing Sri Ramakrishna has stood in that door of bathroom. There he is seeing that Garbhagriha and he is seeing Sri Ramakrishna. And so he is telling the nurse, don't disturb, Sri Ramakrishna is there. Nurse became terrified, went away without injection. But just imagine the amount of dedication and the devotion and how constantly, even in semi-conscious state, his mind is thinking about Ramakrishna. And then this sevak told him, Maharaj, you used to say that one sentence of Holy Mother, that has helped many people. What is that sentence? Then the sevak told, that sentence that you are told from Thus Spake Holy Mother, page number 29, what is that? Then he told, the easiest and the best way of solving all the problems of life is to take the name of the Lord of Sri Ramakrishna in silence. Ah, yes, that is very true, very true. He became very enthusiastic. He became very happy. Yes, very true. After some time, After 2-3 hours, he will call him. Hey, come. What is that sentence? Please speak again. Then again that sevak will tell. The easiest and the best way of solving all the problems of life is to take the name of the Lord, of Sri Ramakrishna in silence. Yes, that is very true. Again he will call. So that means he is getting such a joy because he had been practicing it. He used to practice that constant japam, always remembering God constantly. So he liked that idea very much. So here is the solution of all our problems. Gita says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. Always remember me and fight. Go on fighting. Don't give up the fight, but always remember me. Both the things have to be done simultaneously. And then what happens? If you constantly remember me, what happens? Everything will. No problem. All problems solved. So, in the 9th chapter we find 22nd shloka. Sri Krishna says, Ananyashchintayanto mam ye janaha parupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Those persons who think of nothing else and worship me through meditation, the access into and the maintenance of the welfare of such ever devout person I look after. What a great promise. Yogakshemam vahamyaham. Those ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah parupasate. Those who constantly worship me, those who constantly remember me, I take the burden, full burden of that devotee. I take the responsibility. Whatever he hasn't got, I will give him. And whatever he has got, I will protect. Yoga means which is not there, I will give him. And kshema means protection. And whatever he has got, I will protect him. And this we find in the lives of so many people, many devotees we find how they have been protected by the Lord. In various circumstances, how they have been protected. Because they have been attuned to God, God comes to protect them. And not only that, whenever they are in distress, whenever they are in want, God comes and helps them. Unasked for, the help comes. So many, even as on today, this is going on. As on today, we know many such stories whereby the devotees have been helped. In a strange way, wonderful way, Lord comes and takes care, takes the whole responsibility of the devotees. He takes the whole responsibility. He himself takes. He says, Yogakshem Vahamyam. I myself take the burden of these people. There was one Panditji. He was writing commentary on Gita. So when he saw this sentence, he said, no, this is not a good word. Not a good word. Vahamyam. I myself take the burden. I myself arrange the whole thing. I myself carry this out. How the Lord can carry out? The word should be, I arrange to give the items to him. But I myself carry the items. That should not be God. Why God should carry himself? God should arrange to carry. So this word is not good. So he cut out that word. Vahamyam. He cut out. And he went outside for some work. When he came back, after a few hours to his house, then his wife started quarreling with him. What type of person you are? Such a nice boy, such a sweet boy. Why did you injure him? He could not understand what happened. Because he didn't. Why? You didn't send that boy with so many goods and all that? Why should I send? I don't know any boy. I have not sent anything. He told me, after you left, a very sweet boy came. He had lot of things on his head. And I told him, what is the matter? He said, you have sent that boy with all those items. So he put it there. Then I saw there is a scar on his forehead and he was bleeding. I said, what happened? He said, Panditji, he injured me by his pain. Then Panditji understood. Oh, I cut out that word, Vahamyam. Lord himself came and all these items to tell, no, I myself carry all the burden. Not that I arrange with somebody. I myself carry. He himself came and I had put that pain and that I have troubled. Oh Lord, please forgive me. I beg pardon of you. No, 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 I will never correct your words. And again put Vahamiham. So Lord Himself carries the burden and takes the responsibility. And there is one saint, Narsi Mehta. He was there in 16th century. He was a contemporary of Mirabai. So many stories are there of him. He was from Junagadh. He used to always, day and night, there are so many songs he has written, so many bhajans, beautiful. One of the songs was very, very favorite of Gandhiji. Vaishnav janato tenere kahiye, je peed parai jaane re. This is the song written by Narsi Mehta. That Narsi Mehta's life is full of these miracles. He was always singing the glories of the Lord, but as it happens, the people around, some of the people were very jealous of him. One day, some people came, they were going on a pilgrimage to Dwarka. So they said, we want to have a banker where we can deposit the money so that we don't want to carry all this cash because that will be dangerous. So we want to have a deposit this and we can get a hundi. Hundi means a promissory note if we can get. Then with the promissory note, we will get the money from Dwarka. Is there any such banker? And some people, in order to make fun, they were jealous of, oh, the biggest banker here is Narsi Mehta, go to his house. He will give you the promissory note, hundi. He will give you the hundi. So they went there. They said, we have heard that you, he said, I don't know anybody excepting Samal Seth. Samal Seth, Samal means our Lord Krishna. I know only Lord Krishna, I don't know anybody else. Okay, you give a promissory note on him. They did not understand he is talking about God. But now they are telling, now it is a question of prestige. He cannot tell that a Lord cannot do it. So Narsi Mehta took the money and wrote down a promissory note in the name of Samal Seth. Samal Seth, please give money to these people. And these people, they took the promissory note, went away. Now these people, those who are making fun, they said, now he is going to get beatings. When they will not get money, he will get nice beating. So they were waiting for the beating of Narsi Mehta. But here Narsi Mehta was fully absorbed in song. Again he went on doing bhajan and bhajan. And when they went there was in this corner one merchant was standing there. Very nice looking merchant, gold ornaments, beautiful, yellow dress and all that. And he said, oh, you come, we are searching for Samal Seth. Yes, I am Samal Seth. Narsi Mehta sent you. Yes, Narsi Mehta, come, take the money. So they took the money. They were very happy. And they reported back, oh, we met Samal Seth. Wow, how handsome he was looking. Then Narsi Mehta started weeping. Oh, my Lord, I have given you trouble. You have to take the form of a merchant in order to fulfill the hundi. But he had written a song, Mari hundi swikarjo re kanaiya, Mari hundi swikarjo. Oh Lord, please accept my promissory note. There are so many such incidents when the Lord Himself comes to take up the work of a devotee. Whatever he has got, He will give. Whatever he hasn't got, He will give it, and whatever he has got, He will protect it. So ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana parupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. And then the Lord says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktu praritam asnami prayatatmanah. He who with devotion offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit or whatever, that devout offering of the pure-minded one I accept. Whatever you do, Lord does not look after how much you have given. He looks after the heart, with what devotion you have given. Here is the promise given by the Lord. I don't see as to how much amount you have given. I see the heart. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, yome bhakta prayachati. And we have series of many incidents, many case stories we know, many stories we know, how the Lord is pleased. Lord came in the form of Rama, and Shabri is giving the fruit. What type of fruit? She herself has eaten. Why? In order to test whether it is sour or sweet. And those eaten away fruits is taken by Lord Rama with full pleasure. Why? Because it is not the cost of the fruits, it is the cost of the devotion. So many years Shabri has been waiting for the Lord to come. Shabri's devotion. And then the Lord did not go for getting very good things offered by so many other people, but he went to Vidura, taking up the Vidura, whatever small thing is offered. And I am coming from Porbandar. Name of Porbandar, you know, is Sudamapuri. The earlier name is Sudamapuri, because Sudama used to stay there. Sudama, he was very poor. His wife told, you tell that your friend was Krishna, he is the king of Dwarka. Why don't you go there? We are so poor, we have nothing to eat. Why don't you go there and ask for something? But Sudama was a pure Brahmin, to the core Brahmin. No, I don't want to ask. Why should I ask? No, you should go. You see, we are suffering. If is either you tell that you are telling a lie, Krishna was not your friend. If he is your friend, then what is the harm? You are suffering here. He is a big king. He can give something. Don't bring the whole palace. You give something, at least you can get. What is there? After all, when he was told like this, then he went. But some gift has to be taken. What is to be taken? Poor fellow has nothing. He told his wife to give something. What is there? Nothing to be given. Anyway, some flattened rice is there, little bit. That he put into a small putli and he went. After going there, he had no idea. My God, such a big palace. And the guard said, hey, beggar, where are you going? Why are you going? He became terrified. He said, I am Sudama, I am the friend of Krishna. Get out, get out. Friend of Krishna. Krishna is our king. You beggar, you tell your king. No, but then he thought of going back. Suddenly Krishna saw him from a distance. Sudama has come. He just ran and embraced him. Oh, my dear friend, you have come. The other people started wondering, what is this? A king embracing a beggar? And then with all honor, he brought Sudama. Come. And he told everybody, oh, my old friend has come. Make arrangement, and made him bath him, and then nicely prepared, very beautiful sihasana, made him to sit. He was scared of seeing all those things, big things. He had never seen such a place, such a palace, and he is bewildered. And then Krishna asked, what is my bhabhi has sent? Please give me. How to give? After seeing all those things and so many beautiful items of eatables, and how can he give that flattened rice? So he was doing like this. No, nothing. No, what is there? Something. Take out. And then he took out, and oh, wonderful. That flattened rice, he started eating Sri Krishna. When he started it, 3 times he ate. Then all the queens, they caught hold of him. Because if he takes more, whole palace will be gone. Only with 3 times that he ate, by that time everything was over. Then Sudama could not ask anything. He took leave, and then he thought, he knew, after when he goes there, his wife is going to scold him terribly. But it was not possible for him to ask from his friend. He thought, the wife will scold, why didn't you bring something from that palace? But when he went there, he couldn't recognize his house. Big palace is standing and so many things, and wife is welcoming. Oh, wonderful, your friend is really friend. Oh, you have melt all those things. And Sudama started weeping. Oh, Krishna, your lila is all there. So, Lord says, whosoever takes my name, I take care of him. I take full care of him. That is why. And then, even if only little flattened rice was given, equivalent to 3 spoons, by that time the palace was built. Had he taken more, still more he would have given. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakta prayachati tadaham bhaktu prarhatam ashnami prayatatmana. Whatever you offer with devotion, I accept it. Yat karoshi, and that is why Yat karoshi, yadasnasi, yadjuhosi, dadasi yat tapassasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, or eat, or sacrifice, or give, whatever austerity you perform, that, O son of Kunti, offer unto me. That's a beautiful sentence has been given. There's a beautiful song in Bengali, that is, where it is told, Manaboli bhajakali, ichha hoy tor je achare, Guru Datta Mahamantra, Divanishi Japakara. Take the name of the Lord, and then he says, Shayane Pranava Gyan, Nidray Karo Make Dhyan. Whenever you are eating, you think you are offering to Divine Mother. And when you are sleeping, think you are doing pranam to Divine Mother. Shayane pranam agyan, nidray karo maake dhyan, ahar karo mane karo, ahuti di shyama mare. So, a beautiful song is there. Whatever you do, try to relate it to God. Beautiful thing. And then the great promise. Api che suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva sa mantavya samyak vyavasito hisa. Even if a very wicked person worships me to the exclusion of anybody else, he should be regarded as righteous, for he has rightly resolved. What a wonderful thing. Even if he has done a lot of bad things, let him be regarded as a sadhu. He is a good person because he has taken up to me. Any person who takes devotion to God, takes the name of the Lord, instantly is transformed from a sinner into a saint. As we have seen in the life of Girish Chandra Ghosh, he took refuge under Sri Ramakrishna. He himself used to say, as I told in the morning, he himself used to say, there is not a single evil act which I have kept undone. Everything I have done. And yet I have become a saint because of the grace of Sri Ramakrishna, because of the grace of God. That is the power of the name of the Lord. So this is the wonderful effect of the name of the Lord. That is why manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame veshyasisi yuktevam atmanam matparayana. Don't worry, those who take name of the Lord, I will be always with you. The great promise has been given to us by the Lord Sri Krishna. Next thing we will discuss tomorrow. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat.